Hello, I'm Grant Barclay, the Interim Clerk of Glasgow Presbytery, and I'd like to explain some of the decisions of this year's General Assembly. We have been allocated 84 ministry posts, down from the 140 or so we currently have. This reduction is challenging. The new Presbytery Mission Plan Act, which demands we make these changes, also gives us, though, opportunities to think and to work differently. The background is that the Church doesn't have the money or the people to continue with business as usual. It's expected 1 in 3 ministers will retire in the next few years, and we've known for a long time that we have too many church buildings. As we plan for the future, mission is at the centre of all thinking. The 5 marks of mission sum up what we are about, and we need to be about all of these. They are proclaiming the good news of the kingdom, teaching, baptizing, and nurturing new believers, responding to human need by loving service, transforming unjust structures of society, challenging violence of every kind, and pursuing peace and reconciliation, and striving to safeguard the integrity of creation and sustain and renew the life of the earth. There are some immediate effects of all this and some longer-term ones. Congregations now vacant and allowed to seek a minister have until the end of 2021 to complete this task. Fewer rights to call will be granted until the mission plan is in place by December 2022. Until then, congregations considered critical to the mission of the Presbytery may be given the right to call a minister if Presbytery and the Faith Nurture Forum both approve. All these, though, will be filled as reviewable charges. The current Presbytery plan ended on the 1st of June, and all appeals under it are suspended too. In the longer term, while a territorial ministry is retained, this may in some areas be in partnership with other denominations, and we will need to work out what this means so that no one is denied access to the comfort and the challenge of the gospel. Presbytery mission plans will cover buildings as well as ministries. The General Trustees' thinking about well-equipped spaces in the right places will be important. For every church and church hall, we will need to decide whether it is to be kept for the 5-year period or disposed of within 5 years. The General Trustees and the Faith Nurture Forum will work closely with us and will approve Presbytery's proposals before the plan itself is finally approved. To help with decisions about the retention or not of buildings, the General Trustees have produced a toolkit which we should all use. We'll all need to be realistic about buildings which may be too large or costly. Crafting a new mission plan gives us an opportunity, painful though it may be, to make a better place for the mission of the Church in years to come. But back to people. While fewer people will serve full-time in paid positions, the voluntary service of thousands of members will remain and might well increase. The faithful service of everyone is valuable and it is valued. We need to plan to match our allocated staffing resources with the hope that we will get near that figure by the mid-2020s. It will be demanding to sustain worshipping, witnessing and serving communities across the whole Presbytery with fewer paid staff. But that does offer opportunities for ministry exercised by the whole people of God. We will need, for example, more people as recognised worship leaders and to moderate Kirk sessions and lead various committees within congregations and Presbytery. The mission plan allows for a quite different way of being church too. We can have online church and small local fellowships not tied down by the need for a complicated structure and office bearers. Provided another church can offer the framework needed, local mission churches can be very informal, perhaps ideal for new church starting out or where worshipping numbers have become small. We can work together to do this, and while traditional linking and union are still there, there's much more which we can do. Guardianship may provide ministry for a part of the week and on Sundays across a larger number of parishes. Ministers will need to look to the interests of other charges or devote part of their week to a different ministry. We'll need to share the burden fairly and equally, and this will involve us all in doing more. We'll also need to think differently about going out, sharing faith in action and in words, encouraging people in relevant ways to exercise down-to-earth faith in the Christ who still calls followers today. There are scary parts to this. but it is also hugely exciting. Presbytery is working hard to make a set of agreed overarching principles by November this year, which will inform the detailed mission plan produced in 2022. At the same time, congregations will use the buildings toolkit to help Presbytery decide on the future of all church buildings, and these twin strands of work on ministries and on buildings will be brought together in autumn next year to form the draft mission plan. Then, with some further work, we hope to have a mission plan approved by Presbytery, Faith Nurture and the General Trustees a year come December. This challenging timescale is set by the General Assembly. Our task is to fulfil the instructions given to us and collaborate to achieve this so that our church may be able to participate in the mission of Christ in the years to come. Presbytery staff are eager to help you in any of this. We know it's demanding, and we recognise that we are all in this together, and only in partnership will we ensure the best outcomes. Do then be in touch, respond to opportunities to meet and talk, offer your views, and be willing to think big, be creative, and be ready to be radical, and trust in the promised companionship of God as we face this work together. This is part of our discipleship, following Christ in our time.